Hello to all the amazing YouTube people, the Neomer here with a StarSector. This game is like a favorite spacefaring sandboxy, fighty, fleet buildy kind of game for me. I played this game a lot in the past. Recently it got updated with some new goodies, so each time that happens I jump into it, play it a little bit. Well, not just a little bit, let's be honest here. And it's that time again. And this time, since I started this YouTube thing, I also gonna record it. So, well, enjoy the ride, or maybe don't, we'll see. The goal for this video will be to go through the tutorial. Try to keep it as simple as possible. This game has like a huge steep learning curve. I'm gonna leave the iron mode off, but I'm not gonna like try the encounter and then reload and stuff like that. If I lose ships, I lose ships. But if I decide to show something at some point, do something ridiculously stupid or just do some testing, I don't know, whatever, it's good to be able to like save, do something stupid, see what happens. Anyhow, we're gonna be playing on a mixed sector age. That means we're gonna have some clusters with good minerals, some clusters with good habitable planets. Big sector size, yeah, sure. And let's go. Your most recent occupation was as. So I'm gonna take a bounty hunter here. So you have customizable start here. You can start with less or more ships. This doesn't really affect the difficulty. It just like changes how long you need to get to a certain point. Okay, we're gonna start as the bounty hunter. We're gonna take a friend here. Details about all of these ships, I'm gonna go into it at some point, like when we refit ships to our liking, customize them, talk about what's good for what and why. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to describe this game without going into too much details, but I'll try to do my best. But well, that's why we have a tutorial here to help me out a little bit. So, game tells us about the supply system here. Feel free to pause and read the stuff out. I'm just gonna be reading the main storyline voiceovers. No, I'm gonna do the main storyline voiceovers, and everything else I'll just leave to you. I'm gonna explain in short what everything is. So for now, the game tells us about supplies and how important they are, and introduces us to one of the ways you can grab them. Okay. So we got our first ability, scavenge. Basically, when you see this cluster of these tiny dots here, that is a debris field, you can enter it, and then this will become available. You click that, then you click access. This is just like general idea what will happen, but you can click access before committing to it. So here it's gonna tell you how hard it is to scavenge this one. We got a bad roll here, but doesn't matter. It's gonna be high risk, just some possible rewards. We don't have enough crew, we have enough machinery though. So it's likely something bad will happen here, but well, do not fear. We lost 5 heavy machinery, that's alright though. We're gonna get 10 back for our efforts, that's nice. You're gonna get some supplies, some fuel, and some metals. Here you can see your cargo capacity. Right now we are having 72 out of 150. Okay, you can also check the supplies. It's right below your available credits. Here it says how much supplies you have and how much you're using per day. Supplies are used to keep your ships well and maintained. Anyhow, the game wants us to quick save here, so we're gonna do that. There we go. And then a pirate fleet is approaching. Okay, game will show us how to do a fight. If something goes horribly wrong, we can reload with an F9. Okay, it also tells us that the combat is expensive, so each time you enter the fight, your ships will get strained. There is a base amount of strainage you will get, and that reflects in this combat readiness stat here, which you can have, which is for each ship individually. And well, the message of the day is do not fight unless you absolutely have to, or it is lucrative because of some reasons. Otherwise you might not break even. Okay, anyhow, the ship should be coming our way here. Oh, yep, it is. So we're gonna engage it. The pirate ship comes to us. Okay, you can try talking with every person you encounter, but pirates will not have much to say. We can move to engage or disengage. So we want to fight here, so we're gonna engage. I'm gonna talk about disengaging when that comes into play. Transfer command for disengagement. So before the fight starts, you can decide which ship you will fight manually. So I'm gonna be flying my flagship here, the Wolf Custom Frigate, ISS Stellar Rose. Okay. Then you go to the deploy screen. Here you can choose which ships you're gonna bring with. Below here, it will say how much supplies you will have to use after the fight, minimum, to get your ship back to its combat readiness, where it started at. So this one takes 5 and this one takes 3. So you're incentivized not to bring too many ships into the battle, so you don't have to like use your supplies to, well, polish them up after. And this can increase. This is just the baseline. This will last you for a bit. Anyhow, this is the tactical screen. We have only one ship, so I'm gonna exit it with escape. I'm gonna pause the game here. So here on the left side, we can see how long we have a peak active performance of 180 seconds. And we have a standard combat readiness of 70%. After that time is done, our ship will start degrading in performance and it will use more than 5 supplies to recover. Okay, we got basic controls, VASD to maneuver around. You can get your shield up with the right click. Down here you see your equipped weapons. You can toggle each one of them with control 1, 2, 3, 4 to auto fire or not. Right now we are auto firing our iron cannon and our PD laser. I'm gonna turn also the missiles on for now, and we're gonna be manually firing our pulse laser. On this ship we also have a phase skimmer. You activate that with F. We have 3 charges of it. Basically it will teleport us in the direction we are moving. Let's approach the ship. Also, by pressing shift by default, you will always your ship will turn towards the cursor, and if you keep it on your enemy, that's a good way to like circle around it. It's like kind of locking feature. Anyhow, if the ship gets too close to you, you can't get away. You just go press F and it will teleport away. And that covers most of the things I'll be doing on this wolf from now on. Anyhow, let's engage this enemy. We have the shield, the enemy does not, so this will be very simple and one-sided battle. Okay, let me talk about flux as well. So we can see 2 bars here. One of them is our hull and the other one is flux. Flux is like your your heat generation, let's call it. Let me just turn off the missile so we don't accidentally kill it. So blocking shots with your shield and firing most weapons will build up flux. As you can see here, I'm firing the weapon. Also, your weapon generated flux will go down over time, even though if you have a shield up. And your shield generated flux, well, will not go down. As you can see here, I have some flux. I have to turn the ship off to remove it. And these are some of the core mechanics of the game. So basically, if you're under a long pressure of fire, you will like fill up and you will overload, and then you're sitting ducks. So fights are all about managing your flux, basically. Like take all the shots you can on your shields and then either run or stop shooting or try to manage it. It's a complicated system, but we'll get into it a little bit more later. You can also bend the flux by pressing V. I didn't show that, but so basically you release all that heat from your system, all the flux, but you're sitting ducks while doing it. Okay, your fleet supply consumption has gone up. Okay, that's cool. We can open the fleet screen. Here we can see our ships. For each one it says how much per day. So our Wolf is using very much per day now because it's getting back to the combat ready status, because we got some strainage on ourselves in that fight. Okay, I'm gonna quick save again here. Okay, game, what are you gonna teach us next? Okay, it teaches us about experience, story points, and skill points. Okay, maximum level, right. feel free to read it. Basically, okay, we can proceed to open the character menu. So here we have our skills divided into 4 categories: combat, leadership, technology, and industry. They are also divided into tiers. The higher tiers on the right side, you cannot take those before you have a certain number of lower tier skills. Lower tier skills on the left. So combat is mostly your personal combat excellence. Leadership, mostly about fleet excellence. Technology, both, I'd say. And industry, about colonization, like your building efficiency, and well, a little bit of fleet as well. But yeah, I'll go into more details about this when I actually decide what to take and when. For now, just know there are skills, there are levels, and take skill, get stronger. Pretty simple. Skills are pretty good. They give you something meaningful. They're not just stat most of the time. A lot of time they are stats, but a lot of them are also like giving you something pretty cool. Anyhow, let's continue here. Okay, okay, we got a message from a station commander that we have to go and talk with. So yeah, now the game teaches about the map. Okay, so we're gonna open our Intel screen by pressing E. So we're gonna get a map of the sector. Here we can check out the story quest. Oh, stabilize the jump points. We click on it. Then you click show on the map, and there it is. Or you can just open the map with a tab, find the objective with the exclamation mark yourself. If you press right click, you will get like this line towards where you need to go. And then when you exit, you can just follow it. That's one way to do it. You can also use the autopilot if you like. Anyhow, off we go. So you navigate by left clicking around the screen. Your fleet will take some time to change directions though, so keep that in mind. Ankira is pretty far away. Okay, so in order to reduce the time needed to get to your destination, you can use the sustained burn. We can also use the shift to speed up time, but shift doesn't do anything for the game itself. Sustained burn does. Sustained burn will like reduce the maneuverability, but it will get us to our destination faster. Interdiction pulse will help us remove the burn from the enemies so we can more easily engage them. So this is like a fast travel kind of thing. Also, for your player convenience, you can press shift to speed up time, but that just makes the game run faster, doesn't do anything else. Okay, so we have to be careful. There are some asteroids up ahead. So if we want to go through it safely, we have to press S while going through it. That will slow us down quite significantly. And there we go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna press shift. And let's go to our destination to see what else the tutorial has in store for us. We're getting close to the Ankira. We have to turn on our transponder. Transponder is like an electronic license plate in this game. Basically, that's how you tell to the rest of the universe who you are. You have to double tap it in order to like turn it on. So I'm gonna press 1 twice. We're gonna turn on the transponder. Now we're telling anyone, hey, I'm Neomare, don't shoot, right? Or, hey, I'm Neomare, pirates coming at me, right? Anyhow. So in lawful spaces, factions will expect you to have this thing on, otherwise they will come to you. You'll lose some reputation for not having it on. You will be suspicious. Basically, if you're not having it on, they will flag you as a pirate and behave as such. And once they do like identify, they will like, dude, where's your license plate, right? Here's some reputation loss for your trouble. And yeah, anyhow, here we are at the Ankira. We're gonna left click on it to dock. Pretty straight, it's up and simple. So here we can go to dockside bar for some rumors and sometimes some side quests. We can trade. So this is the trade screen. I'm gonna sell my metals here. So if I sell them on open market, I have to pay a tax, a tariff. If I sell it on the black market, I don't, but there are downsides to doing that. For now, let's just sell it here. We have 31 supplies. they're really expensive right now because the system is locked out from the rest of the sector, but we also need it, so I'm not gonna just jump in and sell those just yet. But we're here actually to go to the com directory and talk to the station commander. So Dixon Klein, hello there. Okay, so this is the story. Your connection request is accepted surprisingly quickly, given that a citizen has many responsibilities. Oh, you come, excellent. As you are well aware, recently, well, I suppose we can skip that part. No, please tell us. I could use a refresher on the recent events. A team from the Galactic Academy has been running experiments on the dormant gate in the system, trying to connect it back to the domain's gate network. Promising experiments, or so they thought, until an energy pulse we expected would get a response from the gate stabilize the jump points leading into the system, cutting us off from the rest of the sector. It's rather like how sector is cut off from the domain. Read small, the stars have a sense of irony, do they not? Indeed they do. The miners of Derinque Station, which is also located in this system and was operating near a subsistence level, were hit the hardest. They turned to piracy, intercepting one of the last food shipments to come in. Out of desperation, no doubt, but they were rats and they've put themselves well outside the law. Their leaders know that if the jump points are stabilized and the system is once again part of the sector, they can look forward to a life sentence at a penal colony at absolute best. Alright, now where do I fit in? The miners turned pirate are guarding the jump points, preventing us from gathering recent readings and coming up with a way to stabilize them. We do have a security detachment that could handle their forces, but they're tied up defending Ankira. The pirates are much too much for you to take on, but fortunately you don't have to. We got an agent on Derinque Station who was able to gain access to recent sensor readings from the ships guarding the jump points, but they have not been able to get to a long-range comms array to send the data to us. That's where you come in. Head to Derinque Station and retrieve the data from our agent, then return here. Well, why me? No, what's in it for me? Ah, a mercenary. Some credits naturally. With more along the way, and it all goes to plan, we'll be able to reconnect with the rest of the sector. Such as it is. So we gain some money here. Cool. What's the plan? So basically we didn't find out why me, but basically, well, they have no choice. Their security detachment is here, and well, we might as well give it a go with us, and they're impressed by how we handled that one pirate, I guess. What's the plan? First off, make sure to turn off your transponder once you undock. I've instructed the security detachment not to give you any trouble about that. If you're lucky, the pirates may even think you're one of their own and let you approach the Derinque without any trouble. Still, it makes sense to go dark as you get closer to make sure they can't get too good a reading of your fleet. You can also approach along the asteroid belt. That will give you almost perfect cover, as long as you're moving slowly. And if they do notice me, then you're in trouble. Activate emergency burn to get out of there, lose them, and then come back around to try again. Don't e-burn unless you really need to though. It's hard on the ships and will cost you more supplies to recover from. It's up a good chunk of fuel too. Very well. Excellent, thank you for being willing to help. Come back when you've got the data, good luck. Okay. So we're gonna leave here. We got our mission here. We have to sneak into the Derinque mining station, and we have to talk with this dude, Hermes Schroeder, and something. And yeah, we can press E and check it out. Okay. We have to talk with him with the transponder off, so we don't get him into trouble. Okay, cool. So we got a new ability here called Emergency Burn. We can increase the speed, which is called burn in this game, to get away from trouble. And we got an ability called Go Dark. So first let me get some distance from this planet. Okay, here's a station, so I'm gonna get some distance here. I advise, even though in this one here they told us we can turn it off straight away, but it's good idea you move from the civilization a bit before you turn it off. Okay, so with that done, let's check out our Go Dark ability. So this game has like a sensor profile and sensor strength system. Basically, you have two stats here. One is how far we can see the enemies, and the other one is how big we are and how easy we are to spot. And when deciding if something spots something, these two are usually added up. It adds up your sensor range with the enemy sensor profile and the vice versa. Turning the transponder off will increase your sensor profile. Turning the go dark will reduce it. Same for sustained burn. Actually, this one might not. Yeah, this one actually increases it. Anyhow, doing anything high energy will make you more visible. So here I'm gonna turn the sustained burn off, and now our sensor profile is like minuscule. So we can start our approach towards the station here. We can also enter the asteroid belt, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm also gonna press go dark. So this is basically a stealth mission here. And then I'm also gonna enter the asteroid belt. So now I'm like, if you see me, good job to you. Ooh. Anyhow, here we are at the station. So this one is pretty easy. You can just like rush it as well. Just like fly straight towards it, and unless pirates are exactly between you and the station, you'll probably be fine. But I wanted to do everything by the numbers here. Anyhow, same deal here. We can do all kinds of different stuff, but we don't really have money, so let's not go into that right now. Here we have a lot of interesting people here, but unless there's something of interest to them from you, they're not gonna say much. They're gonna be like, hey, what's your business? And then you're like, I don't know. Sorry for wasting your time, right? Anyhow, let's talk with the agent here. You contact the agent using a special Holmes ID and exchange passphrases to verify each other's identities. The agent then transmits a data file with recent raw sensor readings of the unstable jump points. Well, thank you very much. Okay, and then we're gonna leave. Okay, I'm gonna turn the dark off. I'm gonna turn the transponder back on because we're going back to civilization. Even though they give us slack this time. Oh, and look at that, they're chasing us, but then they gave up because they wanna protect the station. Okay, so the AI in this game is like, it's not magnificent or anything, but it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I like it. It feels reasonable most of the time. Oh, we also have another salvage here. Let's check it out. So this one, we need 130 people to do it efficiently and 40 machineries. I'm gonna leave it for now, so we can always come back later. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyhow, let's talk with the planet here. Ankira, hello. You have the data, well done. There's a brief wait as you transmit the data file. Now, while the system is running a preliminary analysis of the data, I believe you are due a reward. There is a chime in the background and he looks concerned. Is there a problem? Yes, the system estimates it takes about a cycle, that's a year by the way, to analyze the data and come up with a stabilization algorithm. Naturally, by then the data would be out of date and any algorithm based on it meaningless. If we had an AI core on hand, we could analyze the data more quickly. Fortunately, there is a survey probe somewhere in this system and one left over from the initial exploration of the sector by the domain. It should have at least one AI core serving as its brain. Okay, where is it and why hasn't it been salvaged before? To answer your second question, domain artifacts are usually protected by automated defenses that still function to this day, and this probe is no exception, and the hegemony generally forbids civilian interference with domain artifacts. For the sake of public safety, of course. Yeah, right. Desperate times, however, call for desperate measures, of course. As to where it is, my data indicates it's somewhere beyond the orbit of Pontus. Get there, then head out beyond the asteroid belt and use an active sensor burst. You should at the very least get a sensor contact with the probe. Head towards it, perform salvage and bring back an AI core. Pontus is a gas giant in the outer system. To see its name on the map, you might have to turn off the inhabited option in the map filter. I'll see what I can do. Okay, let's go to the map So this is the Pontus. So this is the filter. All right. So the filter gives the names to everything. Okay, cool. So here's where we have to go, and we have to go a little bit beyond to find the things. So that's what we're gonna do here. So far so good. It's tutorial, so it's easy. Just trading along. There's a station here as well. We're gonna check that out in the next video, I think. So I'm gonna just park it here. So we're like, yeah, hey, what did the mission say? Where is it? I forgot. So here you have the active sensor burst. So when you activate that, your fleet will slow down, and it will like concentrate their efforts into scanning the surroundings. So we're gonna click it here. And on the minimap, you will notice there is like a blip there. So that means we found something there, a sensor found. We don't know what it is, but we can go and check it out. And well, since that's roughly where they told us we have to go, it will probably be what we are looking for. It can be anything though, like planet, fleets, something dangerous, so on and so forth. Anyhow, this is the domain era probe. You can read this. Okay, so basically domain era is the era before this one where artificial intelligence was used a lot, and they manufacture all kinds of these automated ships which went out to explore the universe and such. Anyhow, let's engage it. Something did go wrong, obviously. So there's the probe here, it's battered, blah blah. We're gonna explore it. It's defended like they told us to, but these ships are pretty old and rusty and don't have shields, so we are safe to engage them. You can press F1 to check them out if you like. So here you can see like a lot of information about these ships. I could talk for like 20-30 minutes just to go over all of these, but yeah, it's here, and for now that's gonna be good enough. Anyhow, let's engage it. I'm gonna take my wolf in. So big part of this game is knowing like how much you need to bring into fights not to waste your supplies. So that's like a learning thing. For the tutorial, these two first fights, the wolf is way more than enough. However, if you figure out you're outnumbered and like you're struggling, right? Pause the game, press tab, go to this screen here, press reinforcements, and bring the rest of your ships in to help you. As simple as that. Click deploy, they're gonna come in from the bottom part. You can retreat to them and then fight together. Anyhow, let's continue with the sun. I'm gonna put the shield on. I'm gonna tell the rockets to fire at will. And yeah, let's kill this small drone ships. They should pose like no threat to us. Should be even easier than the... Okay, I'm gonna press V here to vent the flux. Then I'm gonna take the ship up, the shield up as soon as possible. Press shift to focus the enemy. This one has a lot of rockets. Our point defense lasers are trying to take them down. It's not trivial, but our shield can soak most of it, and well, it seems like our rockets destroyed that thing as well. Okay, gonna pick through the wreckage, take all. Good, then we're gonna continue. We're gonna do a salvage operation on the remains, and here's gonna be guaranteed gamma core. So for now, this is a quest item we have to bring back. Later I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what the cores do. Later on, I don't know, in 2 videos, 5 or 10, you never know. Oh, we are taking more salvage than your fleet has capacity to carry. This will result in greatly increased daily supply consumption and reduced travel speed. So if you have more cargo than you can take, then well, it's all over the place, damaging things, making repairs less efficient. So when in doubt, press left control and click on the item which is like the least useful or valuable to like eject the excess. Same with the fuel. There we go. I'm just gonna leave these here. They're not so valuable anyways, so who needs them? Anyhow, let's go back. Here we can see the debris we just salvaged. Okay, so we salvaged it as part of the story mission, so we can do it again, I guess. Let's see what we can get here. We still don't have enough crew to do it. Scavenging efficiency 53%. It's not too bad, but we can come back for it later. Here's what we ejected. It's gonna like float around. It's gonna be hard to find. You can stabilize it if you want. It will take some supplies though. Problem is 2 supplies is probably more worth than what was in that container, so we're not gonna do it. Okay, let's head back. Put that on. Use the move slowly through this thing. There we go. So we found the AI core and they will use it to analyze the algorithm. The goal of this tutorial is to get this jump point operational so we can get back to the civilization that we are cut off right now. That's this cluster of stars here. We are in Galactia. Okay, well, let's do it. Hello there, Ankira. I'm back and I brought what you need. Solid work! I'll get my technicians working on this right away. In the meantime, this should cover your expenses, hopefully with a good amount left over. So they gave me 8,000 credits. So yeah, depending on how fast and efficiently you do this, you might like start running out of supplies and you will need to buy some more. But if you know what you're doing, you will have like a lot of money overhead after you're done here. I'll send you the stabilization algorithm when the core works it up. Once you have it, it should be a simple matter of running it using your fleet's drive field as a means of interacting with the jump point. However, there's still the matter of the miners guarding both jump points out of the system. And you've said their forces are significant? Well, it's all relative. Our security detachment could handle them easily, but as I've mentioned, it's tied down defending Ankira. Your fleet, on the other hand, you might be able to handle them with some stellar piloting and a bit of luck, but it's best not to take such chances, especially not when there's an alternative. Oh, what alternative is that? There's a ship graveyard around Tetra, ships that were deemed not worth the effort to restore, awaiting bulk transit to one of the ship-breaking facilities elsewhere. Now though, they'll serve our needs. Go there and recover all the ships you can, and break the ones you can't for supplies. Make sure to bring enough crew to operate the recovered ships, perhaps an extra 100 or so will do. You'll need to transport them somehow too. Here, take this Mudskipper transport, consider it part of your reward. Well, thank you, I'll return with the ships. Okay, we're gonna go here to trade. Now we have the capacity of 160 crew, because we got a new shiny ship here. It's ISS Lightspeed. It is a, well, civilian transport, so this thing has very good crew capacity. On contrary to our ship here, which has only 30, this one can carry 100. And we're gonna be picking up a lot of big ships which need a lot of skeleton crew to operate. So I'm gonna go to the market here, I'm gonna be a lawful citizen, and I'm gonna buy some crew. So crew you buy, like all the rest of the resources here. Okay, we're gonna pay a little bit of money, but we have a lot of leftovers, so that's fine. So now we have 160 crew here. Crew will need to be paid per month, so don't overdo it. Okay, let's go. So we have to go to Tetra. Tetra is down here. And get some ships that will help us. Basically, there's a bunch of ships here that are not worth the trouble for the hegemony, but well, considering what the pirates fly, these will do. Anyhow, we're gonna visit each one of these and salvage them. Okay, we have a derelict ship, and we're gonna consider ship recovery. Okay, so if the ship is recoverable, you can click on it. It will tell you how much supplies and crew it will require us. So this is the supplies needed to get it up and operational, and this is how much crew it will require to like run a skeleton crew, basically, that everything's worked just in order but barely. Anyhow, let's recover it. And each ship we recover here, I'm gonna mothball it. So mothballing ships, they cannot be used in combat or repaired, but they do not. They also do not do anything for our fleet, basically. But they're like, we're just like dragging them along. This will not strain our supply usage, and that's what's important to us. Like if we don't modball it, we're gonna use some supplies to get it up and operational, and for now we just cannot afford it. We have 34 supplies and that would be a big strain. Maybe not this small dude, but soon, well, you'll see. Anyhow, Leisure class frigate, explore. This one is not recoverable by standard means. We can do a heroic feat by using one of our story points here, but this one's not worth it, so we're not gonna do it. Okay, let's move on. Tarsus class freighter, explore, same thing here. We're just gonna strap it for some supplies, fuel and metals. Next one. Condor class light carrier. Okay. Right, so the game tells us, well, this ship you cannot recover. However, there's a way to do it, right? So this is like the story point part of the tutorial. I'm gonna explore it. You can use a story point to make a ship recoverable. Do this now by selecting the appropriate option after exploring the area. So the game wants us to use this green thing here, so we're gonna do it. Okay, so engineers took a look at it and they said, okay, well, it's not really recoverable, but if you want us to try really hard, we can do it. So we're gonna have them try really hard. Take a look at chief engineer's report and make a decision. So this is a light support carrier. It's pretty decent in what it does. It will help us a lot in our fight. When we click on it, we can see our story points remaining will go from 4 to 3. So you cannot just go around the universe spamming heroic feats, but every now and then you're gonna get more of these story points which we can use. Usually I would not do this, but since it's a tutorial, we're gonna listen to it. You also get a bonus experience. This will speed up our experience gain, so we're gonna get to the next story point faster. Okay, let's recover it. The ISS Nana is now part of our fleet. Okay, the game warned us. There was a pop-up. It warned us about not really having enough supplies to keep everything nice and operational. Oh, actually not enough crew. Okay, how much thing? So this ship requires 180 skeleton crew because it's quite beat up and it has faulty automated systems. And that means it requires more crew to run it. So we're gonna modball it as well. There we go. Let's modball everything. Okay, we got a wolf here. Okay, that's cool. We're gonna have 2 wolves now. That's exciting. Then we got a kite class. Oops. Let's modball this one as well. There we go. Gonna have a kite class shuttle. Just gonna rip it apart. Then we got another one. Okay, this one we can actually recover. This is all scripted, by the way. The ships you can and can't recover are always the same. So we got a hammerhead destroyer. We can recover this one, and this one's pretty good shape as well. It has a compromised hull, but no other lasting damage. It's a big ship though, so we're gonna modball it as well, and this one, and finally. Okay. But then, Neo, what's the downside of modballing ships? Well, you cannot emergency burn, so you're way more susceptible to problems. Like if somebody gets their eyes on your juicy behind, well, it's gonna be much harder to escape. You will also be slower in general, and the modball ships do not provide the cargo capacity and crew capacity, so they're just like huge chunks of metal you're dragging with you at this point. Anyhow, let's go back. It's been a while since I saved. Let's make a save copy here. Save copy creates a new save slot for you, so okay. So you can like, well, do crazy things and get away with it and then reload. But we're gonna keep that to minimum. Anyhow, well, I got the ships. What now? Welcome back. A bunch of rust buckets, aren't they? But put some weapons on them, get a proper refit done, and with a dedicated crew, they'll do all right. It's no worse than what the pirates have got at any rate. Well, speaking of weapons, yeah, we're just about to talk to you about that. Not much to buy on the open market, but we have some stores. I've already ordered local storage space to be assigned to you and some suitable weapons transferred there, along with enough supplies to speedily bring the new ships back to full combat readiness. Use them to outfit your new ships, make sure you've got enough crew for a full complement on every ship, and then break the rogue miner's defense on the inner jump point. Once this conversation is over, press R to open the refit screen. After selecting a specific ship, you can press V to auto-fit. Pick a desired loadout and then the ship will be automatically refitted to match it. Using what weapons are available. In addition, you can now have access to local storage at Ankira, and some weapons and supplies have been placed there. To access it, click the storage button in the trade screen. I take it you've got the stabilization algorithm then. Correct! These cores seem like they can work miracles sometimes. Let me transmit the results. Good luck to you. If you fail, well, you'll have to send the security force to do the job, and then it could get very messy. It's good to know you're already working on a plan B. Come on now, it's not so grim. I have every expectation you'll succeed, or I wouldn't send you. But it's my responsibility as a commander to plan for every eventuality and not rely on a miraculous savior. Now about those miners. The two fleets guarding the jump point will aid each other if you engage one when the other is nearby. So it will be an easier fight if you manage to separate them first. If you can't, it should still be a fight you can win though. Copy that, I'll be back here when the job's done. Okay, let's go to our trade screen and you're gonna click on storage. So they gave us 100 supplies. Oh, that's very generous of them. Okay, let's get all of that in. Cool. Then they tell us to go to refit screen. You can click on it or press R. So we are docked, so we can mount weapons on ships, change their loadout, and so on. Sorry. I'm about to sneeze. Maybe not. Anyhow, this is a big part of the game. Like clicking on your ship's weapon mounts, choosing what you're gonna use, playing with the modifications, playing with the flux generation capacity and so on. Each ship has like a limited amount of ordnance it can take on. Finally, such a relief. So yeah, you cannot really put anything you want there, and like everything you do like costs some kind of ordnance. So I'll go into more detail about that later when we get like a little bit more different weapons and ships and such, and then I'm gonna start fine tailoring my fleet. But for now we're just gonna do what I said. We're gonna click on each ship, go to auto fit, click on one of the auto fit possibilities there, click confirm. That's gonna put some reasonable weapons on them, and well, the attack version of this one costs 8,000. So let's see if there's a cheaper variant. There is. So I have this clicked on. It will buy the weapons it doesn't have. So each one of these is like a pre-template of what the game considers to be a good setup. But for this one we don't really have things available. They didn't give us a lot of attack options for this one, but so we're gonna go with the cheaper strike option here, I guess. Okay, confirm, then go here, auto fit, assault, free. That means they gave us all that goes on there. Again, and finally the destroyer, auto fit, balanced. Okay, balanced one. Balanced sounds good. Let's go with balanced. I'll go into more details about refit in a later date, or otherwise we would be sitting here for 1 hour watching me play with these. Anyhow, let's go out. Oops, not enough crew to keep all the ships combat ready. Right, we're gonna need some more crew, so let's do that. We need 308 skeleton crew for all ships to function properly. Okay. Well, that's a lot of cash actually. Usually that's not so expensive. We got a little bit unlucky with the faulty automated systems on this one. Okay, well, let's do it anyway. $814 credits left, but we have a fleet, we have a whole bunch of people, and well, I do have some supplies I could sell here, I guess. Also, we can sell some of these. Okay, let me see. Repair your ships at the dockyard. So full repairs requires 1 supplies. Okay, let me see. How does my fleet look like here? Resume all repairs. Okay. The ship has standard combat performance. It's losing. Okay. So these have their problems, I guess. Increased maintenance. Okay, that's fine. We need 9.3 supplies per day. Why is it so much? Let me just click here, repair all my ships. What about now? Okay, that looks better. Okay, there was something needing combat readiness, so that looks better. 1.4 per day while they are all repaired. Anyhow, let's go to this inner system jump point, and well, let's see if we can get the thing nice and operational. So here we are, and here are the pirates. Okay, this one decided to burn and engage us, and we came here really fast like a lunatic, so we might have to fight both of them here. Oof, this will be a crazy fight. So, well, strap in, boys. Okay, I'm gonna be moving into engage. So this is like creep de la crop, I'd say. They got like support destroyer, some small ships here. They have a strike destroyer and a rocket cruiser. So this one might be nasty. I'll transfer the command to one of my ships. There we go. And I'm gonna deploy everything here. Well, maybe not the civilian transport, but all the fighty ships. Okay, it's gonna take 26 supplies to get them back to combat readiness. Even more if the fight goes on for a long time. Okay, so here we are. I'm in this ship. These are my friends. For now, let me just get closer to the enemies. And I'm gonna start giving out some commands. Okay. So it will be hard to fight these out here. It's a pretty strong formation. So what I wanna do here is like to try to pick things up from like flanks and such. Okay, I'm gonna tell my fast ships to guard my carrier here. I'm gonna leave this wolf to do whatever it thinks it's best. I'm gonna tell my destroyer to like maybe like hang out around here for a while. So I have 4 command points. Every time I open this interface and give commands, I'm gonna be losing 1 command point, and I have some time to give some more commands, but once the frequency is open, I used up my command point and I cannot do it again. It takes quite a while to get them back, so if you give too much orders, I'm gonna run out and they're gonna be like a little bit of a trouble. Anyhow, what I want to do here is to try to take on some of the enemies and try to kill them. Problem is I have a lot of drones on my ass right now. We also fire rockets here. So these are like not spectacular ships that I'm fighting, so I'm able to like do them in with my very high tech frigate. Okay, I'm gonna pause now to see what's going on. Right. So the majority of their fleet is going after my my destroyer here. Okay, I'm gonna tell these like take these small dudes out. There we go. You keep retreating. Don't fight all of that at once. You go protect that thing, and I'm gonna continue fighting these two. Yeah, I wanna finish this dude off, and then I'm gonna go and try to help my fleet out as best as I can. This is a very mobile frigate. I really like that fact about it. Okay, so here's the rocket cruiser. Scary thing. Let's see what's going on right now. Okay, cool. So the cruiser is not doing anything useful, and that's really good. The main of my fleet is here. Can probably take this group here. Hopefully these continue going after my my destroyer and never catch up to it. There's a lot of drones around. That's because these drone tenders have them, and they're actually pretty annoying. While I can easily kite and fight big ships, if I get engaged by these, I usually get flanked and damaged a little bit. Anyhow, let's try to clean up the left flank here. There. It should have been an easy fight if I fought only one of these fleets at a time. But now, since I'm fighting both, it's like it requires quite a bit of my knowledge to pull it off. So you can also like your fleet is much faster than these two fleets, so you can kite them around, loop around, and get to the gate point, I guess. Yeah, this is a pretty hard thing for a tutorial, I'd say. Anyhow, again, I'm gonna be trying to pick these small ships first, so we can focus on the big ones then. Okay. Gonna vent here. Venting is really dangerous if enemies have very strong and guiding rockets, but I guess these ones don't. So these are my strike craft from my carrier here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so this one is successfully kiting the big slow cruiser, and that's very good news. That's like the ideal case scenario for me, I'd say. Oh, this thing overloaded. Good. How unfortunate for you and how fortunate for me. I don't think I can fight it on my own though, so okay. The enemy cruiser caught up to my destroyer, and well, I'm gonna double back and try to help it out a little bit. Are you still retreating? No, you're engaging, that's why. Just keep retreating, dude. I'm here to help if I can, but we cannot do it. We cannot do it on our own. We're gonna need the rest of the fleet. However, I can probably... Oof, that was unfortunate. We can probably, like, run enough interference here. Okay, well, you go there and help these dudes kill that thing, and well, I'm just gonna like play with this big thing meanwhile. Okay, let's kill the drone tender, I guess. Hello there, mate. Your drones are super annoying, but you should be easy pickings, right? You're running back to your big daddy, aren't you? Okay, taking a lot of damage here. That's not ideal. I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay. Oh, this looks pretty good, actually. Hello. Let's take this one down. My destroyer is better than this thing, but it's having some problem catching up, it seems. That's very common. Cool. Okay, take this annoying thing down. Oof. And then we're gonna turn back onto the oof. Okay, that's oof, thank you. Don't worry if you lose these ships, like it's a pretty realistic thing to happen. It is a pretty hard game, so most ships are easily replaceable. Once you do get your hands on some of the more expensive ones, I would suggest to be careful about it though. Okay, let's see if I can take down one of the drone tenders while everything else focuses on their big dude. Yeah, I really don't like these drone tenders. So annoying. Well, where are your drones now, eh? You send them away? How unfortunate for you. Ugh. Yeah, my ship has degrading performance because we've been in this fight for quite a while, but it is crucial. It is crucial we finish this. So, dude, there you go. Yeah, well, you can do whatever you're doing. I never said that before, by the way. Okay. Yeah, well, what can I do? I'm fighting two fleets at once. So how is this working out? Well, not really good. Oh, it is. Okay, it's almost that. Fine. Let's go help out a little bit. This thing is pretty fast for a cruiser, it seems like. Okay. Okay, game. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna tell this ship of mine to retreat because its systems are falling apart, and I'm gonna fly into my... I'm gonna use my shuttle to fly into my destroyer here. Although this fight is all about done. There we go. Okay, cool. Right. Anything else we need to do here? Well, I see a drone tender. And I think that's about it. And it will probably start running away as well. Let's tell everyone to go for it. Although it's a good thing. Good chance it's just gonna bail. How are you doing? Oh, not the best. Okay, you can retreat as well. Okay, okay. Anyhow, once all the enemy craft decides they're gonna retreat, you can go and claim victory. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, one of the ships escaped. We're gonna, like, you know how in the like in the Wild West movies they would strap out a cowboy on a horse and like tell the horse to go back and like deliver the message. This is basically that. We told this dude to go back to the miners' base and tell them not to mess with me, right? Anyhow, we're gonna let them go. Consider ship recovered, so we have some enemy ships here, which I don't particularly like, so we're just gonna scrap them down. We lost some reputation with the miners, well, with the pirates, and that's about it. So their fleets are done. There's this dude running away. You can go engage it and kill it if you like, but what I'll do instead is I'm gonna stabilize this thing, and it's gonna be the end of the tutorial. You load the stabilization algorithm into your job program, and drive field goes through a series of esoteric fluctuations. The resonance gradually cancelling out the instability in this jump point. The jump point should be stable enough to use within a day or so. Okay, so the jump point is ready. Cool. Then I'm gonna swing by to the pirates base. Because, well, I was mean to them and I want to apologize. Hello, trade goods. So the supplies are very expensive because these we were cut off from the rest of the sector for quite a while. So there's like a local deficit of 2,000 supplies. Let me see how much supplies I need to repair my ships. Oh, these don't offer the service. Okay. Well, let's see the fleet. Should be okay. So I want to sell some supplies here at this crazy price. I'm gonna do it on black market as well. So how many? Like, let's sell half of it. So that's 70. That's 21k. I'll be using the tutorial a little bit here, but hey, it will get us a little bit nice head start on the start. Okay, thank you very much for that. What's that thing? Okay. Wisely enough, they decided they don't want to play with me. And then, let's see, where's the... Don't fly into the sun, by the way. That's really bad. Okay, let's turn that off just for a moment so we can easily maneuver. Cool. Hello, I did the mission. Well done! Station Commander Klein seems a bit giddy with excitement. We actually did it! Hey, what? We? You just never know with these things. It's such a relief not to be cooped up in this system anymore. Well, actually he did give us the ship location and supplies to get them up and running, so I guess, yeah, we did it. Here's your reward, well earned and with my gratitude. In addition, I've set you up with a monthly stipend from the Galatia Academy in recognition of services rendered. It should run for 3 full cycles. Frankly, they don't have much room to complain right now. Didn't even have to lean on them too hard to get this sorted out. Okay, so they gave us some cash and they gave us some, well, we got some reputation and we got a stipend, and that means we're gonna get like some money per month that will help us keep the costs low. Now, I expect the authorities at the headquarters on Jangala in the Corvus system would like to hear about your recent events. Would you deliver a report for me? Ask to speak with the station commander Avior when you get there. Oh, and make sure you take enough fuel to make the trip. Flying in system as you have been doesn't use fuel, so it's easy to forget that flying in hyperspace does. It's not that far, but with your current fleet you'll need at least 60 units to get there. If you do manage to run the fuel somehow and get stuck in an uninhabited system, and that'd be a real feat on the Galatia course route, let me tell ya, you can always issue a distress call and wait for the help to arrive. I'm also declaring a bounty on the remaining rogue miner fleets here. If you like, you can stick around here and help mop up before going to Corvus. Okay, I'll consider my options. So yeah, they gave us a quest here to go to the Corvus system and talk with the station commander at Jangala, and they gave us a stipend, so we're gonna be losing money per month for like supplying and using the crew. So if you're if you do not have initiative, you will run out of this money, but we have quite some credits actually. Yeah, but that stipend will only last for as long, so you have to learn how to make money in this game, and well, I'll do that in the next episode. We're gonna stick around in this system and we're gonna be doing some bounty hunting on the pirates here, help clean up this area, and once we're done with that, we're gonna head to the Jangala system. But tutorial is pretty much over. Like we are not constrained in this Galactic star system anymore. We can go and explore whatever we like, but it's gonna be hard to go far away until we get a little bit foothold. Anyhow, there's a lot of things about this game which I didn't talk about, but we're gonna go through it one concept at a time. So if you enjoyed this video, if you wanna see more, like, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll be back with you in a day or two, maybe with another episode. We'll see. It's not a new game, it is an indie game though, which I like, and it's an amazing game, so I think it's well worth the coverage. Anyhow, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Neomer signing out. Bye bye.